I actually got goosebumps from that.
That's why I showed it to you.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, Robinson DUP. John was just playing a podcast regarding the subject of mastery and winning and losing and success and how it's defined in society. John, do you have a link to that?
Yeah, actually it was a TED Talk, guys, and the individual who gave the TED Talk was Sarah Lewis. The name of it is called Embrace the Near Win, filmed March of this year.
All right. Well, maybe John can send me some sort of link to it, and I can put it in the description box. Mark Lobliner had actually done a video earlier about the difference between like winners and losers, and I've said this before about how society is like encouraging mediocrity. Everybody gets a trophy for just showing up, and kind of like what the definition is or the differences between those who are champions and those who are just here and never seem to go anywhere. Now this applies whether it's in fitness, whether it's in work, whether it's in becoming the best at whatever it is that you want to become the best at. So obviously it's a fitness channel. I'm always going to throw in the fitness and sports references, but this can be applied across the board. So what this podcast was talking about was about the subject of mastery. And it's those people that have had success at something, but they have to be able to repeat it over and over and over again. And no matter how good they get at said goal, they still find a way that they can be better. So being a master is realizing that you can obtain a goal, but the goal is a constant moving target. Would be the easiest way to kind of define it. So let me explain what that means. When I was younger, I told you I said a lot of I can'ts, and I kind of hindered what I was able to accomplish, and I kind of delayed some of my life goals because I was too busy telling me what I couldn't do instead of aiming for the goal and getting there and or exceeding it. My parents always told me when I was younger, and it didn't make sense until as I got older, don't be as good as me, be better. You know, my dad, as well off as he is, and my parents have done well for themselves, my dad always said, listen, you have the capability to be better than I am. Don't settle for me. Be better. Be greater. Strive for more. Don't sell yourself short. And it really didn't start to make sense to me until a couple years ago, where I saw John get on stage from where he was to doing as well as he did. And I said, you know what? Why is it I'm holding myself back? Why is it that I'm doing this? Because I was too afraid to fail. In all reality, I was afraid of failure. So if I never failed, I didn't have to feel bad about myself. Instead of looking at me failing as learning and growing and expanding and becoming better, rebuilding myself to be a better version of me. So that when I ended up competing, and you could ask John, and I've always told you, you can call me any insult, you can tell me I'm the worst bodybuilder in the world, and I'll say, I agree with you. I can be better. I could always be better. So when I was in backstage, before I even got on stage, I told John, am I ready for this? Am I ready? Like, am I good enough? And John's, of course, John's going to say, yes! You look great, Greg! Because that's his job as a coach, as a friend, is to make sure that that I feel good. He's not going to tell me I look like shit. Even though he probably...
Well, but hold on a second. Hold on. You looked amazing. You looked awesome. And
I did.
Yeah. And so it wasn't like I was lying.
No.
And,
But you could have nitpicked if you wanted to, but that's what I did too.
Right. Okay, go on. I don't want to interrupt your train of thought.
Anyway, when I got on stage, I accomplished my goal, which was to get the pro card. That was the original goal. I achieved that. But I was happy, but I wasn't satisfied. It was, okay, I reached the first part of, yes, I could be a natural pro bodybuilder. But then what I started to do, I think immediately after I won, is, how can I get better though? Because I'm looking at the pros that I'm going to have to go against, like Marshall Johnson, a Ken Beerley, a Doug Miller, a Paul Revelia, a Lane Norton. Some of these guys who come in like diced, okay? And I'm going, if I go against those guys, I'm going to get my ass whooped because I have so much further to go. So, yes, I'm a pro bodybuilder, but within pro bodybuilding, there's the pros, and then there's the pros. It's like making it to the NBA, but only making it to the D-League. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's professional ball players, and then there's Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the elite of the crop. Okay? The guys that are recognized for their accomplishments. So, what am I saying? So, for instance, LeBron James has been in the league for years, right? One of the best players to ever play the game. Now, I'm not comparing him to Jordan. I'm not comparing one of the best.
Yep.
Not the best, not better than Jordan, not equivalent to Jordan, one of the best players. Like he'll be always up there as one of the best guys. Same as Kobe Bryant. And success, people go, well, they won championships, right? Yeah, but they won, but how many did they win? Right? So that's how Kobe and LeBron would look at it. Yeah, I won 5, but I could have won 6. I won 2, but I could have won 10. And every year, no matter how many championships they win, they go back into their offseason and figure out how to improve their game. Not only how much better could they work on their shot or their dribbling or their creativity, but also how could they be a better teammate to raise the level of the guys around them.
Raise the bar.
Raise the bar. So LeBron's not just about, can I go off for 50? Because I know I can go off for 50. Same thing with Kevin Durant. I can go off for 35, 40, 50, 70 points. Kobe's done 80, I think. They can do that. But how do I make the guys that I'm playing with better so that I don't have to score 50 and we can still win games? Or I can score 50 and we still lose. So it's that constant, like John was talking previously, it's a moving target, like optimal. It's a moving target. Once you think you figured it out, there's always room for improvement. So I won my pro card, great. How can I make myself a better pro? And no matter how many times I get on stage, no matter how many times I compete, no matter how much better I was than the last time I competed, it's going to say, where do I go from here? And where do I go from here? And where do I go from here? And I think the mistake was, or at least the thing I didn't understand, and tell me if I was wrong, certain people had the idea that I was cocky after I won, when I was not even close.
I think that certain people, their feeling on you winning 2 pro cards in your first 2 shows ever competing was that you changed and that you were sort of full of yourself. And I didn't see that at all. I made you aware that people viewed you that way.
I think I was more insecure after the win.
Right, and that was my thought on it, was whenever someone came to you and was like, hey man, you looked amazing, congratulations, that's so awesome that you won your show, you were like, thank you, I appreciate that, but I have a lot of work to do. And that was what you said consistently, I have a lot of work to do.
And I still say it.
Yeah.
It's, there's a part of even mastered, like Elliot Hulse. Humble guy.
Yeah.
Very knowledgeable, very fluid, constantly evolving, but
yes,
humble.
Absolutely. I wanted to riff on this for a minute. As a coach, this is what's called developing the athletic mindset and having discipline, perseverance, putting in hard work. It's something that's very difficult to teach as a coach. A lot of time people come to me and they're like, hey, I want to lose weight, I want to have 6-pack abs, and or
they don't realize what that's going to take.
Right. And then I'll get the emails, oh, this is hard, it's hard to count my macros, it's hard to do this. It's hard. Yes, it's hard work. It's hard to get the sleep, eat the right foods, put the training in, be sore, be tired, buy the supplements, not spend money on certain areas of your budget. This is hard work, and it's something that is very difficult to teach. To develop that athletic mindset, to be happily discontent. That's what you're talking about.
Happy but not satisfied, happily discontent, however you want to put
exactly. it. Exactly. It's how can you be
not complacent.
Right. How can you be grateful for where you're at and be satisfied with who you are as a person, but always be striving to be a better version of you? I love coaching people, not just in bodybuilding, but in all areas of their life, because I want to help people be a better version of themselves after meeting me and talking with me. That's my goal in life. That's my life purpose. My life purpose is to help someone to reach a greater level of personal satisfaction, achievement, and to be a better version of themselves. And that's something that I think that you can take away from this video is, how can you be a better version of yourself with your family? How can you be a better version of yourself in your community? How can you be a better version of yourself at your job? How can you learn things and stretch yourself and always have that stretch goal? And from training and nutrition and being a competitor, whether it's powerlifting, bodybuilding, whether it be MMA, whether it be, running a Tough Mudder, whatever your goal is, how can you be a better version of yourself? How can you be the master at your craft and realize that destination will never happen? that it's a moving target, it's a constant pursuit, and if last month you were able to squat 395, this month the goal is to squat 405. The goal should always be moving. You should always embrace what you've achieved and be grateful for that, but you should always light the fire under your ass to gain more.
And this applies in all aspects of life. You know, I think the problem, and this is why I piss off a lot of people, is that instant gratification feeling.
Yep.
See, I come from a family of immigrants. My grandparents came off the boat from Italy with nothing and developed their lifestyle. My mom and my father came from nothing and developed who they are. So I have that blue-collar, instilled work ethic where I know whatever it is that I'm working at, it doesn't matter whether it's in the gym or in life, if I want the house, I got to do the financial things necessary to afford the house, right? I want a nice car, I got to be financially responsible and make sure that I have the down payment for the car, or I can afford the car payment if I'm leasing it, or whatever the case may be. I can't just go get the car and not have the money, or go get the house and not have the money, especially now because banks won't do the lending. But previously, there's always that constant, you know, developing a goal, developing the framework that comes with it, and evolving to whatever that thing is.
And putting the work in.
And putting the work in to get there. And trust me, I know it sucks sometimes when you see somebody who's just naturally wealthy and they can, you know, wipe their ass with money and they can get whatever they want. But if you're not in that scenario, let me explain something to you. People tend to value things more when they've had, and they appreciate it more, when they've had to work to get it. So when my wife and I save all of our money and now we're in the process of buying a house, that's very gratifying because we know what it took to get there and how much joy we're going to get out of buying that house. And there's going to be work that comes with that house, with maintaining it and upgrading it and property and whatever else. But we're looking forward to it because we know how hard and how many years we've saved to earn that house. You know, when we get a car, we take very good care of that car because we know how hard we had to work to be able to affording that car. You know, and and the thing is, I think with a lot of the videos is people try to tag us as some sort of fitness elitist, that we think we're better than everybody else because of this constant pursuit. And it's not that we're trying to be elitist. What we're trying to get you to understand is a mentality. We're not saying we're better than you. We're saying come for the ride.
Yes.
But this is what the ride's going to entail. It's going to entail pain. It's going to entail setbacks. It's going to entail frustration. It's going to take years of work, days of work, not sleeping, injuries, rehab, time, effort, lifestyle change, consistency over a cumulative period, right, John? This is like our new catch line.
I know.
And that's what it takes. It's not like say, hey, listen, I happen to be blessed with genetics. Screw you, you lazy bastard. You know, you're just not working as hard. I've seen people who are overweight that bust their ass to get to their goal. It's gonna just take them longer to get there. I don't make fun of a person for that. The only people I make fun of are the people who go, I do nothing, I spent 5 minutes trying, and now I'm gonna say, well, I can't get it. Then, in my opinion, I don't feel sorry for you.
Or the people that go around and, yeah, I'm going to totally riff on this for a minute. Or the people that go around and they're like, oh, well, they'll look at you and they'll be like, oh, you know, I wish that I could be like you, but I just don't have the dedication, or I just don't have...
You're right, you don't, because you just said you don't.
Right. You just made that a reality because you said you couldn't achieve it. To further your point, right, about putting the work in, setting the goal, listen, Greg and I are not elitists, and whatever we've achieved, it's because we've put the work in. And I'm going to use a recent example, right? Finished my contest season, and I was exhausted. I was beat up, and I could barely squat 315. I actually couldn't squat 315. That was the first time in years. I was so beat up and tired that my strength levels were shot. And that's when I went into this mode of, okay, you know what? I'm frustrated and I'm discontent, and now I'm going to put the work in. I am going to improve my squat. At 152 pounds, just a couple of weeks ago, I squatted 370. And by squatting 370, that's the most I've ever done at this body weight. How did that happen? That happened by waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, getting a meal in, packing all of my stuff for the day, getting in my car, driving an hour to the gym that I work out at by my work, putting the work in at 6 o'clock when most people are starting to wake up, you know, going to work, having all of my meals planned, leaving work, driving home in an hour and a half to 2 hours worth of traffic, getting home, preparing my meals for the next day, packing my bag, you know, doing what I had to do so that I could get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and do it all over again and squat 3 days a week and be exhausted and be tired and have to you know, go see a chiropractor and go see a physical therapist and do lots of mobility work. You know, Greg has to do the same thing when he has to travel into Manhattan. Listen, it's not like I walked in the gym one day and was like, okay, I'm just gonna, you know, take this magic supplement and bam, I'll be ready to squat 370. No, it took a lot of work, and it meant me not going out during the week. It meant me, you know, having to say no to certain things. It meant when I had those long days at work and coaching people with Strength is Life as my side business, you know, realizing that I'm probably getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and you know what, that's not optimal, but I'm not going to stop. It means putting the work in, having the drive, having the discipline, having that characteristic of that mindset, that athlete, and developing that. And I'm not done. That's the best part.
You'll never be done.
I'll never be done.
Yep.
I'll constantly be moving that target and improving the same way Greg wants to be better and better and better with his physique, where he can step onto a stage, and even if he won a pro show, it's still not enough because he still has to continually improve.
Yep.
And we're not asking you to be a pro athlete. We're not asking you to be the world's pro, you know, elite level power lifter. We're just asking for you to consider how can you be the best version of you,
whatever that is,
and whatever that is, and keep developing that.
So I think that's one of the things that aggravates me, and I also get, here's another, I'll save it for another video. I'll get to that one in a second. But
you can't leave people hanging.
Yeah, they'll hang. But anyway,
teaching patience.
Yeah, I'm teaching you patience and dedication to keep watching my videos because good stuff keeps coming. There's that instant gratification.
Yeah,
I'm going to make them wait.
Especially when you put the two of us together in the car.
Exactly. So, you know, people think that I just wake up and magically put muscle on. You don't understand that on a good day, I'm commuting 4 hours back and forth to New York every day. I'm in the gym at 7. I have an hour and a half to get my workout in, go through a full work day, and come back. I don't have time for a lot of the other stuff. Like John and I were talking about mobility. I would love to do all this mobility stuff, 20 minutes, half hour to get myself warm. I really don't have it. So I got to be a lot quicker to get to the point and get actions in and create all these workarounds with the injuries that I have. So, and I don't make any excuses either. Listen, I am tired as hell. I don't abuse caffeine a lot. And I'll jack myself up on pre-workout or anything. I just go in and I do the best I can do that day because it's what's in the tank. And same thing at work. I do the best I can at work. I give it everything I've got while I'm there. And that's all anybody can ask for. So whether you want to be the best dad, the best mom, the best brother, sister, in-law, whatever the case may be, best graphic designer, best bodybuilder, who knows, best accountant, who cares what it is. It's just the fact that in order to be better at whatever it is, you constantly have to be striving to learn, to grow, to master, but realize that target's always moving, and your work's never going to be done, ever. And whatever it is, it's never going to be done. It's just learning to be happy but not content. And that's the only way you'll always improve yourself. All right, guys. Talk to you soon.